Hello everybody, Lurgs here, welcome to my channel, and today how to remove and clean the filter on your Bosch washing machine. This is the Bosch washing machine here, and today we're going to run 3 steps. The first step will be to remove and clean the filter. Filters will get dirty and can get blocked. Common things to block the filter will be colour catchers, coins, face masks and hair clips. And you don't want to wait until it's too late and your washing machine gets blocked and doesn't drain water properly. The second step will be to remove and clean the dispenser drawer and inside the dispenser drawer area. And the third step will be to run a drum clean option to keep your washing machine hygienically fresh. Now before we get started on all these tasks, it is definitely worth having a lovely cup of tea. If you want to, you can isolate the water to your washing machine, but it's not necessary for this procedure. Before we start any of this, it's best to switch off the washing machine at the mains and unplug it. Then take your wife's toothbrush or your partner's toothbrush, because you're going to need that for cleaning.
Lugs, have you been using my toothbrush for cleaning the washing machine again?
And the filter on the Bosch washing machine on this model is down at the front on the bottom right hand side. Now you're going to need a tray and you're going to need an old towel to soak up any water. To remove this cover, just pull down at the top and just pull it out, and that is where the filter is. Now I've just got this old takeaway tray which I had a beef lasagna, I think, very tasty. What we're going to do first is drain some of the water away, so just pull this hose out, unclip the end nozzle, and then excess water will pour out into this tray. And I can tell you what, if you had smell-o-vision you would go ugh, because this water stinks. And that is why we're going to run the drum clean option at the end to clean through the washing machine. And there's a link above now about what to do if your curtains are sticking on your curtain rails. Really good tip. Remember to put that plug back in the end of the hose. And then slot it back into place. Now let's remove the filter. Let's just empty that tray of water. Then I'm going to put the tray back, and I've just cut this down a bit in size just so I can get it underneath. Now you can lift up the washing machine, but if you haven't got access, just use a smaller tray. Now start undoing the filter anti-clockwise. Now if you've got something stuck in there like a hair clip, this might be really stiff, so you might have to do it back up and undo it again, and that will hopefully release any debris. Now with this one, I'm not going to undo it completely because the tray will fill up very quickly. So just undo it a small amount, let the tray fill up and then tighten it back up. Otherwise you're going to get water all over your floor. And that is why we've got the towel there just as backup to soak up any water. So let's just empty this tray first. And there's a link above now about how to clean your UPVC guttering so it stays clean. Then we can put the tray back into position and undo the filter again and drain off any excess water. I'm going to speed this footage up. Now in the end I did this about 4 times. And this is the final time. So I'm just going to undo it all the way. And this water is a bit whiffy. I mean, it really does smell. I'm just going to pull it out here. We can see we've got no debris, but we've got bits of dirt. And it smells. I mean, this filter isn't actually too bad. But as I mentioned earlier on in the video, you can get lots of debris in here, like coins, hair clips, face masks, and colour catchers. Now, here's a couple of clips from some other washing machine videos that I've done. You can see on this filter I found an old penny coin, and on this particular washing machine which I went to go and fix, we actually had a bent hair clip in there. Now that is not going to do the filter or the impeller any good at all. So these are the kind of things that you can find in your filter. Then take a washing up bowl, fill it with hot soapy water, take your partner's toothbrush and just give this filter a really good clean so it's sparkling clean. And there's a link above now about how to check your car battery using a multimeter. Perfect, so that's all nice and clean, ready to go back in, but not just yet. We're back down at the washing machine here. Take your partner's toothbrush, again with some hot soapy water. If you've got any debris in here, or mould or gunk, just use that toothbrush and just drag it out. What you also want to be doing is checking that impeller / propeller can spin round freely at the back. That's what drains all the water from your washing machine. This one's looking pretty good. We're just giving that a really good scrub. Fabulous. Now we're ready to put the filter back in. Now don't try and force this in, it should just go in very naturally. And then we're turning it clockwise to tighten it up. And it should just lock into position in the upright position. There we go. Fabulous. Now we can put the cover back on. Just line it up and push it home. Great stuff. Now what we're going to do is remove and clean the dispenser drawer and the dispenser drawer area. So on the top left hand corner, just pull it out gently until it reaches a point where it won't go any further. Then what you're doing is you're pushing down this blue button. If we just zoom in, what that's doing is that's just lowering that small clip there, and that allows you just to remove the dispenser drawer. So just slide it out. And if we look inside here, you can see that these get really dirty and mouldy. If you use fabric softener and detergent in here and don't let it ventilate, you can get lots of mould build up. These remove, this is your detergent level indicator. And this is where you put your fabric softener. Again, this lifts off. This has got bits of mould on it and dirt. And if we look at this dispenser drawer, this is not too bad, but it is pretty dirty. So we're going to give that a good scrub. So again, take your partner's toothbrush and some hot soapy water and just clean all these items, ready to go back into the washing machine. And there's a link above now about what to do if your dishwasher is not draining water. You can get the toothbrush down inside that hole there, that's where it dispenses this fabric softener. I'm not going to show all of this footage. Suffice to say, you just need to give all of those items a really, really good clean so they come out sparkling clean. And this is about 5-10 minutes later and it's looking absolutely fantastic. We can just put these items back in. Now before we put the dispenser drawer back, we're just going to give the inside of the dispenser drawer area a good scrub. Now before we do this, if we are using a toothbrush, make sure you block that hole there with a cloth or something, because you don't want to drop your toothbrush down there, because that will be a world of pain. Now this can take some time. If you've got a larger brush, that can be useful. You can also use a cloth in here or a sponge, a scouring sponge. Now when we run the drum clean option later on, this area will get a good clean with very hot water. So I've got a slightly bigger brush here. Again, hot soapy water, giving that a really good scrub. Won't show all of this footage. And there's a link above now about how to defrost your freezer easily. And this is what it looks like after I've given it a good scrub. Absolutely fantastic. To put the dispenser drawer back in, just line it up with the grooves, push that button down in the middle, and then slide it all the way home. What you need to do now is just check the drum rubber, make sure the holes in there are nice and clear. If they're not, give that a bit of a wash and a scrub with a cloth, make sure those are clear. Now remember to plug your washing machine back in and switch it on, and now we're ready to run the drum clean option. Now there's lots of different ways of doing this, but I've got Dr. Bettman's washing machine cleaner. This is basically a powder and you pour it straight into the drum. Right, let's close the door. And on this particular washing machine, the Bosch Serie 4, we've got a drum clean option. Now this is a specific program to clean the whole washing machine, and it will run through hot water at 90 degrees centigrade, so it's very, very hot. If you haven't got a drum clean option, you might have a service option. If not, just select the hottest washing program you can and then select the temperature of 90 degrees centigrade. Now, I've just started this program and I'm just going to put the child lock on, which I always do, and let's get started. Now this Dr. Bettman's is really good stuff. This is a deep clean washing machine cleaner, and it will thoroughly clean out your washing machine, and it eliminates 99.9% of bacteria, any microorganisms, and basically it will make it hygienically fresh and smell fantastic. This washing machine program takes about an hour and 10 minutes, so I will cut this footage right down. But what will happen is you will get a lot of soapy suds inside the washing machine, and this is completely normal because it's giving it a thorough cleanse. This is with 55 minutes left, and you can see the inside of the drum is almost completely full with detergent and soap, and that's looking absolutely fabulous. I think this is what they call suds lock. Now keep children away from here because this glass will get extremely hot. The water is 90 degrees centigrade and that can burn. Now we're halfway through and I'm getting hungry, so I think I might have my lunch. And I've got a wrap here and a Scotch egg, and someone else is after it. Our puppy Daisy. So I'm just going to sit in the garden and have my lunch while the drum clean option is going through. And Daisy's been so good, I might have to give her a small bit of lunch.
Are you a good girl? Nicely.
And our puppy Daisy loves apples,
Come on in.
so she gets a small treat from my lunch as well.
Good girl. Oh, you're so gentle.
Right, back to the washing machine. 37 minutes left, lots of soapy suds inside here, and now we're on 19 minutes left. It's doing a spin and a rinse through, again with hot water. And the cycle has finished, so I'm just going to turn the child lock off. Turn the machine off, you hear the door open click. Open the door. I tell you what a difference. That smells absolutely fantastic. It's a really good idea to wash this drum clean option every couple of months. When you've finished a wash, it's a good idea to keep the dispenser drawer slightly ajar just to help it ventilate. It really does smell fabulous. Fresh as a daisy. If you found that video useful, please subscribe by pressing this button down here so you don't miss more videos on how to save you time and money. There's also some other videos around the edges of the screen here. If any of those are useful to you, then you can select those now. Thank you for visiting my channel, everyone. I really, really appreciate it.